"Are you joking? I wear heels bigger than your penis," she yelled at me in front of all our friends and family as I got down on my knee ready to pop the big question. My own girlfriend, the woman who I've been with for the past 6 years, the one who swore she loves me more than anything in the world. She crippled every shred of self-worth I ever had in front of all our friends. They laughed and told demeaning jokes about my poor manhood all night long. And as I just sat there pathetic and lonely, hopelessly wishing this nightmare to be over, cursing God for making me this way, and terrified that I would die alone with no woman to have sex with me and my pitiful penis ever again. But I'm glad it happened, because the most painful memory I have was also a defining moment for me. After watching my girlfriend and her friends bullying me beyond any level of human decency, I decided that I couldn't take it anymore, and had had enough with my little penis. So I went on a 6-month journey through the dark underbelly of the male enhancement industry, where I tried every product on the market, even the most dangerous ones, desperate to find anything that'll give my manhood a decent size. A terrible, terrible mistake almost cost me my life and showed me why these useless gadgets would never, ever in a million years work for anyone. You see, despite what you've been told, the real reason why you've never been able to achieve spectacular penis growth has nothing to do with your genes or the fact that God made you this way. But it's instead down to a little-known and yet highly dangerous toxin, which has mercilessly taken over your bloodstream, causing almost irreversible damage to your reproductive system. This insidious parasite passes from your gut to your bloodstream, ruthlessly invading every cell of your genital system, preventing you from having a bigger sexual organ and leaving behind life-threatening side effects, almost impossible to treat. But there is an answer to this. And if you stay with me until the end of this presentation, I'll show you one simple thing that you can do today so that you can finally flush out this dangerous toxin out of your body and treat and repair any harm it created. This amazing breakthrough not only saved me a life of humiliation, degradation, and shame, but in just a few weeks, generated an explosive growth of my penis, from a petty 4.3 inches as it was measuring before, to a scandalous full 9.3 inches, without any dangerous surgery, expensive drugs, or painful exercises. And even more so, it helped me get stronger, longer-lasting erections. I lost 24 pounds of that ugly belly fat, got firmer and more pronounced body muscles, and even restored some of the hair I lost over the years, leaving my former girlfriend in complete and utter shock, down to her knees begging me to forgive and come back to her. This incredible penis growth discovery shook the $8.3 billion penis growth industry from the very core, sending them back to the drawing board and making them tremble in their pants, desolated and afraid of losing millions of customers. But the cat is out of the bag now and they cannot put it back. Because in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to unveil the identity of this poisonous toxin and share with you everything I know about this amazing program that helps you achieve spectacular penis growth in less than a few weeks. So, if you're suffering from the small penis syndrome, or just looking for a way to add 4 to 7 inches more on your penis, or you're simply worried, in all fairness, that women might think your member is just too small, you may be feeling a little skeptical about this, but listen closely. Shut down anything that might disturb you and start taking notes. Because today, you'll finally have the chance to never have to worry about the size of your penis ever again. To be able to give every woman permission to enjoy the glory of your monstrous king-sized manhood. To make her crave and beg for the pleasure of just touching it. To live a confident life where you know that every time you walk into a room, you'll be the biggest man in there. And to be free of all the guilt and shame that's been following you for your entire life. This formula has obliterated everything health specialists know about penis growth. A program so incredible that it's completely changed the life of over 32,437 men of all ages and sizes from all around the world. And this number is constantly growing day by day. Men like Mark Benson, a loyal husband and father of 2 who thought he'd married the most incredible woman in this world, only to find out that she was cheating on him with one of his work colleagues just because he wasn't endowed enough.
I tried everything until I landed on this site. Suction pumps, pills, even some expensive surgery that sent me to ICU for 2 weeks. Nothing else worked but this amazing formula. My penis is now 3.6 inches bigger and I can't thank you enough. Too bad this hasn't happened before I caught my wife cheating on me with one of my friends from work. But I'm happy now. I got a new girlfriend and the kids adore her. Thank you so much for making me believe again.
Carl Harris, who's been bullied by his friends all his life, ever since they saw his little guy in the gym locker room. Poor Carl had already lost hope even as a teenager. I always thought it was impossible for a man to grow his penis, but wow, I did not expect this. I guess there are so many things about our body that we still don't know about. This is one of them, 3.2 inches in 3 weeks and growing, baby. None of my friends have anything to comment now. Thanks so much. Even women like Jennifer Gibson, who's been watching her husband sinking into depression and anxiety and desperately wanted to help him out. So she showed him this formula. Watching my husband feel like a failure every day, I decided to give this program a shot. He tried many other programs before but utterly unsuccessful. Until this formula came into our lives. His little penis is not little anymore. In fact, it's 4.2 inches bigger. Thank you so much. Although he's the one with a bigger manhood, I'm the one who gets to enjoy it so much. Men like Mike N., an honest professor from Wyoming, who spent all his life hiding in shame every time he had sex with his wife. I almost gave up until I saw your website. This is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. 3.4 inches in a few weeks, wow. I don't know how many men can truly understand the feeling of finally being able to satisfy your woman just like you both dreamed of. Now I don't have to turn off the lights every time me and my wife have sex. You need to show this to everyone. My inbox is flooded with hundreds of emails from men and even women who have now seen the amazing results of this natural protocol. And they'll keep coming in for as long as this website is online. And as this formula has worked for them, I make you a solemn pledge. It'll work for you too, whether you're 18 or 80 years old and have been looking for your entire life for the secret to explosive penis growth. Now, if all this sounds good to you, then you must continue watching this presentation because I promise you, your life is soon about to change forever. Hi, my name is Chris Mann and I live in a small town near New York. You see, not too long ago, I was trapped in a life-changing moment when my hateful girlfriend told me she'd had enough with my pathetic penis and that she didn't want to see me anymore. Right at the moment I was about to ask her to marry me. You can imagine the horror I felt as I stood there, watching her destroy every last shred of dignity I had in front of our friends and family. But the truth is, she was right to say those words. I mean, I've always known my penis was small, I just never thought it was that small. I always considered myself just slightly below the average, around 4.5 inches. I thought women were happy with that. I thought that love and respect is all that matters for them. But I was dead wrong, and as I saw the rage and repulsiveness in her eyes, I finally understood that it was time for me to make a dramatic change. To do it now, or face a life with no meaning for the rest of my days. And what followed was an incredible and dangerous journey, because I swore to myself that I would try every product on the market, no matter how risky or life-threatening it would be. Anything that would guarantee me a bigger manhood. At first I started reading forums, medical journals, and even talked to some of the men who shared my story, just to see if any of them found a working solution. I bought a ton of pills and tried them. Some showed a little bit of promising results, but only for the first few days. Most were just sugar water and absolutely useless. I even paid one of those fake gurus that promised me I would regain my manhood with some weird and dangerous technique learned from his ancestors. And all I got in return at the end of the day was a waste of money and time. I was frustrated and furious that nothing worked. It felt like I was running out of time, and everyone seemed to want to profit off of my bad fortune of having a small penis. But as I was about to give up, I remembered that night my girlfriend deeply humiliated me, and I swore it would never happen again, no matter what. Now you see, when people say no matter what, they usually end up doing something very stupid and unsafe. So while I was researching for more solutions on how to grow your penis, I saw an advertisement from a clinic that would promise 2 inches more in my manhood by recycling fat off my belly and injecting it into the little guy. At first, I was scared because reviews on the internet said that this surgery has all sorts of life-threatening side effects. But then I thought those would never happen to me. Had I only known this life-saving formula at that moment, it would have saved me from a lot of misery in the days that followed. But I was desperate, and I promised myself I'd do anything, even if it meant going under the knife and risking my life. I didn't care that it would cost me $8,000. I just wanted to fix my problem as soon as possible. So when the day came, I felt quite nervous. Just to think that someone would take a cold blade and cut your penis open wasn't something I could get comfortable with. I think no man ever could be. But the doctors have assured me that the risks were minimal and that there was nothing to worry about. So I moved on with it. Now all I remember afterwards is waking up half dead in the ambulance as they were rushing me to the ICU, and there was this old lady staring at me, whispering something to her colleague. "I don't think he's going to make it," she said. Then I blacked out. Apparently, as I found out later, while they were shoving fat into my manhood, they accidentally hit a vein, and some of the fat entered my bloodstream, went straight to my heart, and then clogged one of my arteries, and just like that, it could have been over. Only by a miracle, I'm still here to tell you this story, and fortunately, I was still able to keep my penis, even though what followed was a month of extremely painful recovery. Now what happened next completely changed my life. As I was about to get myself checked out from the hospital, this strange-looking German doctor came to me and introduced himself. He said his name was Dr. Herz and had been monitoring my case ever since the ambulance rushed me to the ICU. You see, Dr. Herz is not the usual type of doctor you'll meet in a hospital. His specialty is microbiology, more precisely the study of bacteria and its long-term damaging effects on the human reproductive system. In fact, he had recently published an extended study on this, a paper he'd been working on for the past 8 years with half a dozen other scientists. So I told him my story, how my girlfriend humiliated me in front of everyone, and how I have been desperately trying to find a solution to my small penis ever since. It's extremely sad that men have to live with the burden of a less endowed penis, most of them for their entire lives, the doctor said to me. Then he explained to me why none of the products I tried so far had any results. There's a reason why you'll never find a product on the market that works, and that's because when it comes to the process that's responsible for the length and girth of your penis, everyone is looking in the wrong direction. But this is just the beginning of a much longer story, and unless you fully understand how all this works, you'll never be able to add even an extra inch to your penis. Now, modern medicine attributes the small size of your penis to this hormone known as luteinizing hormone, or LH. This hormone stimulates your testes to produce testosterone, which starts the process of penis growth. But before this hormone gets to actually start this process, it is literally being told to do that by a brain neurotransmitter called gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA. Now, the growth process is at its peak until you are about 3 months old. That's when your penis literally triples its size. Then it slowly decreases until puberty and finally stops by the time you're 18 to 19 years old. By that time, most men will have a fully developed, normal functioning penis. But for some unfortunate men, something happens during this period that doesn't allow their penis to achieve full growth, as Mother Nature wanted from them from the beginning. Until now, scientists seem to think that this is all due to brain neurotransmitters, like gamma-aminobutyric acid or GABA, failing to send growth signals to your genitals. But as the latest research shows, recently confirmed by a renowned doctor inside the Department of Reproductive Medicine from Flinders University, Australia, GABA neurotransmitters are not the real cause of failed penile growth. Because as many signals as the brain would try to send to your penis to command it to grow, when the signal gets there, your body simply lacks the things it needs to start the growth process. It's like trying to build a house, but without the proper materials. The things Dr. Hers was saying baffled me. So can we do something about this? I asked him. Now, it's very important that you pay attention to everything I'm about to say next, the good doctor said sharply. The key to triggering the human growth hormone, and make sure it stays at high levels so you can finally get that big penis you always wanted, is found where no one else considered to look, your gut. I was deeply intrigued by what he was telling me, and I had a great feeling that I was on the right track with my quest. So I let him continue. Most people don't know this, but the human intestine contains over 2.3 pounds of toxic bacteria. Normally, these bacteria are prevented from entering your bloodstream by a natural barrier found inside your colon. Toxic chemicals added to our water, most of the pesticides manufacturers use on produce to not go bad. All of these severely damage your gut and allow this barrier to be broken. Now, once this happens, a dangerous endotoxin called lipopolysaccharide, or LSA, enters your bloodstream and triggers an inflammatory process, which inhibits the human growth hormone, ultimately causing critically low testosterone levels. So basically, as this toxin enters your blood, your testosterone levels plummet, and even though your brain sends desperate signals to grow your penis, there's no actual material to do this. So the end result is as you've already experienced, a much smaller than usual penis combined with a life of shame, anxiety, and depression. And if you think I'm done, you're in for a shocking surprise, because this insidious endotoxin is the culprit for a lot of other problems like obesity, weaker immune system, type 2 diabetes, and pay attention, if enough of this dangerous toxin gets inside your blood, fatal endotoxin shock, or in plain English, death from septic shock. Now, I don't want to scare you, but this is a problem that many people don't take seriously until it's already too late. Not only does it block any chance of you growing your penis, but it's even more dangerous for men with extra belly fat. And you need to hurry, because as time goes by and the weaker your intestine walls get, the harder it'll be for you to flush this poison out of your body and ultimately regrow your penis and repair any damage it's caused. I was shocked by what Dr. Hers was telling me. So what can I do about it? I asked him. Now, there is some good news. Science has already shown us that certain organic compounds help you destroy this parasite. In fact, many of them can be bought from your local store for almost nothing. However, in order for them to be effective, they need to be combined in the right quantities and sourced from the right providers to make sure the purity is properly maintained. That's the real challenge. Once you have this final combination, you will hold in your hands the ultimate penis growth formula that most men will never know about. So we just need to try as many combinations as possible until we get this to work. The good news is that I already have an insight as to where to start, given the fact that for the past 8 years, I worked on a study which included 1,400 people from 12 countries that focused on the damage this toxin and similar toxins do to your reproductive system. Hearing all this, I was very excited and anxious at the same time. The things he said made so much sense now, after I tried almost every penis growth product on the market, and after I failed more times than I can count. But after spending a month recovering from that horribly failed surgery, I must admit, I was scared of trying something new. Now the truth is, I was still looking for a solution to my small penis, and as Dr. Hers said, this experiment was extremely safe since the compounds are completely natural and the formula is 100% non-invasive. So I agreed, and as soon as I got checked out of the hospital, we started the experiment. The first thing we did is he ran a few tests just to see how bad this endotoxin had affected my gut and testosterone levels. The results were truly shocking in all fairness. Now I don't want to get your hopes up. Your penis length and current situation will just make things harder in the beginning. That means we'll need a much stronger formula to fight off the disease and get at least 3 or 4 inches on your penis length, the professor said. I agreed and we continued the experiment. Dr. Hers carefully selected specific natural ingredients that during his 8 years of study found to be very effective against the damaging toxin and also enable my body to start producing growth hormones for my penis. I must say, the initial list contained a lot of ingredients that I had no idea existed. In fact, most of them I didn't even consume on a daily basis. So he started creating many different combinations, and I would just eat and drink them. Some days I could see the results down there, maybe less than an inch, but it would all get back to how it was the next morning. To be honest, at one point I wanted to just thank him and give up. But when Dr. Hers saw the disappointing look on my face, he said now is not the time to give up. In fact, now is the time to move forward. All we needed was to test more ingredients until we found the right combination, something that would give long-term results that would last. So we kept moving forward, and day by day, Dr. Hers would test more ingredient combinations on me. And then something incredible happened. As I was about to walk into the shower, my penis felt heavier than usual. Looking down there, I noticed that there was at least an extra inch added to it. So I took the ruler and there it was. Finally, something seemed to work. So we kept going, and each time I looked at my penis, the results I was seeing were more incredible. After the initial increase, something amazing happened again. My penis was already up 2.2 inches to 6.5 inches. Then as time went by, I started seeing an even bigger increase. One morning I woke up and was at 7.3 inches. Soon after, my penis was already 7.8 inches, and then it got even bigger. I was checking in at 8.2 inches. But I wanted to push it just a little longer, just to see what this formula is actually made of. So a few weeks later, I was simply amazed that it was measuring a scandalous 9.3 inches, and that was the moment I said I need to stop because things were just getting too crazy. I liked my new king-size, longer, thicker, and stronger penis. Moreover, seeing myself in the mirror, I could notice that I also lost some of the nasty belly fat I hadn't been able to lose over the years, even with all the exercises and dieting I tried. It was the incredible effects of this amazing natural formula that the professor and I had finally discovered. I wish that every man could feel what I felt when I finally saw my manhood in its mighty glory. Bigger, thicker, and stronger, like all men deserve. That feeling is indescribable, and words will never be able to tell my appreciation for what the doctor has done for me. As for me, I finally moved on with my life and broke up with my girlfriend, but not until I gave her one last taste of what she'll miss for her entire life. Then I got myself a stunning new girl who can't get enough of my enormous monster penis. And all my other fears have vanished because now every time I walk into a room, I see women looking at me and all the other men are just jealous and full of envy. I can now hold an erection for as long as I want, and the fact that I can control my orgasms has made my girlfriend the happiest woman alive. She said it countless times when we were in bed that she's never been with a man like me and that she'll never let me go. Now I must admit I was having the time of my life, but I wanted more. It felt like my job wasn't finished. I wanted all men to feel how I feel. I wanted all men to feel how I feel and have the time of their lives. This wasn't the end of it. This was merely the beginning. So I called Dr. Hers and we discussed how we can make this formula available for every man out there. They will come for us with everything they got, Dr. Hers said to me. This will make the penis growth moguls very unhappy when it's released to the public. We have to be careful. I have a wife and 2 kids. I want to know that whatever we do, they will be absolutely safe, he continued. I agreed with him, but I wanted to give them a taste of their medicine. I wanted them to feel what I felt. With every product I was deceived, with every product that I bought and put my life in danger and I didn't even know. So after a long discussion with the doctor, we agreed that we would do things differently. We first started with a smaller group of men. It was no small surprise that some of the guys in our social group already knew how endowed I was. Apparently my new girlfriend had told all her friends. As you can imagine, they immediately said yes when I asked them if they wanted to try it. After a few weeks of giving them the formula, I heard a knock on my door. There was this one guy I'd given it to. He was having problems with his wife too. I didn't even get to open the door all the way before he rushed to shake my hand. Man, this is the most unbelievable thing that has ever happened to my life. It's almost a miracle. My wife still can't believe this, he said. His penis size had grown from 5.6 inches to 8.9 inches. I was very happy to see this formula working for other men, and by the end of the day, 4 more guys stopped by to thank me. One guy who was suffering from the small penis syndrome had grown his penis from 2.3 inches to a whopping 6.5 inches. Another guy said his penis is now 9.2 inches, and his new girlfriend said it's the biggest she's ever seen. The guys even stayed late for a poker night where we joked about all the dirty stories that had happened since we all started using this formula. The police came by at one point because we were making too much noise. They thought we were running some sort of illegal gambling scheme. But truth be told, the only thing illegal was the size of penises in that room. So next morning, when I called Dr. Hers, he was extremely happy to hear this. "Our work is not done yet, Chris," he said. "We realized that in order for us to really help every man out there, we needed to make this formula available on a global scale." So the professor talked to a few of his friends, and we found a natural supplements company that was willing to help us. "We need to be very careful with the quality of ingredients, otherwise this will not work," he said. And I agreed. During the time he tested this formula on me, I tried hundreds of similar ingredients from different sources, and only some of them really worked. So we started sourcing for companies that only offer the purest ingredients. I must tell you, it wasn't an easy job. It took us weeks until we found something that was reliable. You would be shocked if you'd know how ignorant most manufacturers are when it comes to quality and purity of their raw materials. But after over a month of hard work, we finally did it. I couldn't help but burst into tears when I saw the final product. Finally, men all over the world now have a chance to get the life they deserve. We called it Liberator X2, a completely natural formula that increases the size of your penis by more than 4.3 inches in less than a few weeks, no matter the current length and girth of your manhood, and even if you're 18 or 80 years old. This formula does one important thing for you: gets you a bigger, thicker, and stronger manhood. Each one of the ingredients we used to create this formula were selected for quality and purity, so you can benefit from maximum penis growth. But the most amazing thing is how this formula actually works. You see, in order for us to make sure we only achieve the best results, we had to attack the problem on multiple levels. First, we had to make sure that we strengthen the colonic barrier so this poisonous endotoxin can't get inside your bloodstream anymore. Second, we had to make sure that your body can flush it out of your gut. And finally, we had to stimulate your human growth hormone levels so that when your brain sends signals to your penis, it can finally start growing. Now pay attention, because what follows next is a game changer. Something that the male growth industry has never seen before. Over a dozen labs across 2 continents have independently tested this on 2,340 men from 6 countries to make sure all ingredients can sustain high quality and purity. And what we achieved is what most experts call a medical breakthrough. Step 1. Your colonic barrier gets strengthened to stop any more of this endotoxin from getting inside your bloodstream. So the reason why this dangerous endotoxin is able to reach your bloodstream is because your body triggers an inflammatory process, which damages your cells and facilitates the absorption of bad bacteria. In order to stop this process, your body needs extremely powerful antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that can repair the damage made by the toxins and strengthen the barrier inside your colon. Now, what we want to achieve has never been done before. First, there had to be an extremely precise combinations of vitamin B6, magnesium, and zinc to make sure the male growth hormone is properly stimulated. Then, we wanted the ingredients to have the power to flush this toxin out of your body and also stimulate the growth of your penis. Meet Rhodiola rosea, an incredible plant from the cold, mountainous regions of Europe and Asia. A natural testosterone booster and, very important, a very powerful antioxidant, which most don't know about. But we didn't want to stop there. Eurycoma longifolia is a tall, slender evergreen shrub tree, commonly found in Southeast Asia. Malaysian men have been using it to improve their sexual abilities and virility for centuries. So on top of enabling your body to produce growth hormones, it also helps you achieve long-lasting erections practically on demand. Now, what most scientists don't know about this plant is that it's also, once again, a very powerful antioxidant and reduces inflammation found on the colonic level. Piperine, another powerful antioxidant and testosterone booster, in Liberator X2, which also improves your metabolism, improves your immune system, and boosts your memory. Now, all these ingredients are specifically designed to work on all levels, so you can rapidly start growing your manhood and enjoy all the other benefits like getting rock-hard erections, losing some of the belly fat, and even restoring some of their lost hair. Taking these ingredients in this exact quantity gives your body exactly what it needs to flush out this endotoxin and allows your brain to finally send growth signals to your penis. Step 2. Your body gets revitalized and starts producing growth hormones, so that when your brain sends growth signals, the material is there and your penis can start to grow. Once these ingredients have been absorbed by your body, something magic happens. Your brain's GABA neurotransmitters can finally do the job they were designed to and signal your reproductive system to start growing your penis. This process will immediately start once your body has flushed out this toxin. Step 3. You enjoy a big, thick, well-endowed penis, just like you deserve to have from the moment you were born. The final and most important step, the one you've been waiting for. And the best part is, once your penis gets bigger, it'll stay like that for all your life. And each day when you wake up, you'll look at your manhood proud and know that no matter where you go, other men will look at you with envy, and other women with a big, desperate desire. Before we move on, it's very important that you listen to this. In order for this formula to work on you, it needs to be taken into the right quantities, and that solely depends on what your goal is and a few factors such as the length and girth of your penis, your current testosterone levels, and the amount in which this endotoxin is found in your blood. Now, based on a test our partnering labs made on over 2,340 men, while measuring the levels of this dangerous endotoxin, for most of them it was shockingly high. So our safe response to this is, don't risk it and make sure that you kill this parasite dead in its tracks so you can finally grow your manhood. And after seeing the results of over 34,000 men for people who suffer from heavy penis shrinkage based on their blood oxygenation, testosterone, and endotoxin levels, we recommend taking at least 2 bottles of Liberator X2 for a period of 60 days. And if you want to be completely safe and don't take any chances, then we recommend at least 4 bottles or more for a period of 90 days. This way you will absolutely assure your penis can finally achieve its length, girth, and size. Over 32,437 men from all over the world have enjoyed the powerful benefits of this formula. Men like Jesse D, who says, "Chris, I would like to thank you for making my desire to be in a relationship true. I had many humiliating moments in my life because of my small penis, and Liberator X2 literally saved me. Now I have a 7.8-inch long penis and my new girlfriend loves it. I will thank you all my life." Or Clayton M, who emailed us this morning and says, "When I first saw your program, I was skeptical. I mean, there are so many other programs on the market, but as I understood the difference and the fact that it goes deeper into the problem, I decided to give it a try. My penis is 4.4 inches bigger and I have the energy of a 20-year-old. My sex life is amazing and every woman that I have sex with since I tried your formula was just impressed about my performance. Thank you so much." Or Jason R, who sent us a message and said, "Magnificent. I wish I found this earlier in my life. It would have saved me from all those humiliating moments. Took me less than a month to add an extra 3.9 inches, and it seems to keep growing. My wife can't get enough of it." Messages like these flood my inbox ever since I made the formula public. Tens of thousands of happy men all over the world, and even extremely happy wives are sending us thank you notes every day. Men who now enjoy the times of their lives with longer, thicker penises that can satisfy any woman ever. Which leads me to the next thing in our presentation. By now, you're probably wondering how much this formula is going to cost you. Before we move to that, let me ask you a question. If someone were to come to you and ask you to pay $1,000 for the exact solution to regrow your penis, would you consider this a fair amount? Given all the things you've seen in this video, would this seem fair to you? Hold on, before you answer this question, you should know that I have absolutely no intention to charge you that much. Before we move on, I need you to imagine a specific moment of your life. This moment is the darkest one you have, the moment you truly felt how horrible it is to have a smaller penis than everyone else. Maybe it was when they saw you naked in the gym locker, or when the girl you always liked turned out to make fun of your little guy in front of everyone. Or maybe some other tragic moment. I want you to tell me about this moment. How did you feel knowing that the one thing that made you a man, a big penis, that most of your friends have, you don't? If you had one chance to do something about this, would you do it? To know that you don't have to face it ever again in your entire life. To know that no guy or girl will ever laugh or humiliate you. Now, I cannot change your past, no one can. But I can give you a solution that'll give you absolute power to change your future. That will take all of your frustration, all of your shame, all of your inner suffering and throw them away so far it'll seem like a long distant memory. And I can give you one more thing. A way to be the man of any woman's dreams. The man she desperately craves for, yet can only dare dream of. A confident man that's envied by every single guy who thought he had a big penis. Because this is the man that Liberator X2 turns you into. A sex warrior with a sword so big that it'll make every woman dream of making love with you and your big, well-endowed member. Now let me ask you again. How much would you pay to have all this right now? Would you pay $1,000? Maybe $500? Or a quarter for that matter? Would any of these amounts seem fair to you? Here's the thing. I'm not here to do what's fair. I'm here to do what's right for every man out there, for every man who's suffered long enough. Today, that suffering ends right here on this website, right now. Because today you'll have the power to reclaim your dignity and at least 4.3 inches more on your penis size, no matter your age or condition of your penis, for just $69 and not a penny more. All you have to do is click on the order button and secure your package below. Now this formula is about to turn your life around and make you the man that women only salivate after in porn movies. And this may seem a little shocking to you. I understand that. After all, The multi-billion-dollar male enhancement moguls have been preying on you since the day you first set foot on their websites. They've been willingly lying to you so that your problems have no other solutions than dangerous surgeries or expensive pills and pumps. Because if there weren't people like me and you to fill in their pockets otherwise, how could they afford those filthy rich vacations bought with our pain and misery? So let me change that around right now. We stand behind our formula, and because of that, I'm going to give you a 60-day risk-free money-back guarantee. It works like this. You get your hands on this amazing formula, experience the same results as tens of thousands of men before you did, and if for any reason at all you're not satisfied with the results, you get all your money back, no questions asked. Even if you got 4.2 inches more and you wanted 4.3 inches and you're not satisfied with that, just shoot me an email and we'll refund every penny you invested in this program. Even if it's 1 in the morning, our customer service works around the clock. I'm doing this because I know that Liberator X2 is the formula that's going to change your life. No other product on the market works as good as this, and by the looks of it, it'll stay like that for a while. Tens of thousands of men have tested it and now live the life of their dreams together with their gorgeous wives and girlfriends. And you can join them right now on this page in this exact second. But you need to act now. With all the things going on in our country, our domestic suppliers are running out of the ingredients we used to create this incredible product. So I'm not sure how much longer we can keep this product in stock. Now the ball is in your court, and it's a game you can easily win once you get your hands on Liberator X2. A game you were destined to win from the moment you stepped on this page and watched this presentation until this very moment. You did that for a reason, and the reason is, as we both know, that you had enough with the size of your small penis. You deserve something better. And right here, right now, you can have it with just one press of a button. Your life, your dignity, and happiness depend on it. They truly do. Let me ask you this question. How do you want your life to look like in a year from now? Do you want to stay the same guy that gets humiliated every time a woman sees what's hiding down there as you take off your pants? To continue lying to yourself that she won't notice, or that she'll be okay with it when in fact you both know that she can't wait for the occasion to tell all her female friends how poorly endowed you are? They always do, and you always find out when everyone else is secretly laughing at you. Do you want to continue having this feeling in your gut? Or do you want to change your life and get that monster of a penis you were entitled to have from the moment you were born? And see women craving to have you in their bed. See your best friends dying with envy when girls say no to them and yes to you. That's the life you're about to have once you get Liberator X2. The choice is truly yours. And truth be told, the choice is extremely simple. Because Liberator X2 comes with a straightforward 60-day money-back guarantee. You get the product, you see the results, or you have it for free. No hassle, no questions asked, no red tape. Your bigger penis is waiting for you, and all it takes is to hit the button below. Do it now and see how it feels like. And I'll see you on the other side with a very special announcement. Still here? Sometimes the only reason why people haven't made a decision yet is because they still have some questions that need to be answered. Let me do that right now. Question number 1. How does Liberator X2 work? Unlike other products on the market, Liberator X2 goes directly to the root cause of your problem, a gut endotoxin called lipopolysaccharide, or LSA, that jumps from your colon to your bloodstream, triggering a dangerous process that blocks growth hormones from being produced by your body. Once this insidious endotoxin is flushed from your system, it'll enable your brain to send growth signals to your reproductive system so that your penis can finally start the growing process. This also comes with a few side benefits. It will give you a harder, longer-lasting erections, you will be more energized, you'll become more focused, and even be able to lose extra belly fat. Question number 2. How come I haven't heard of this solution before? The scientific studies that led to this solution were halted before they could see the light of day, because the multi-billion-dollar male enhancement industry is more interested in making money off your back than fixing your problem. By making a solution like this public, it would mean that there would be nothing further for them to sell you, and that would be very bad for their bottom lines. When Dr. Herz and I made this formula public, they called and threatened us with million-dollar lawsuits because for them, a customer lost means less money in their greedy pockets. That's why you need to get your hands on Liberator X2 while this site is still up. Tomorrow, when you come back, it might be gone forever. So go ahead, select one of the packages below and secure your order now. Question number 3. Is Liberator X2 for anyone? Yes. Liberator X2 has been proven to work for men of all ages if you're 18 or 80 years old and no matter the size of your manhood. There are no side effects, it doesn't interfere with any medication or diet, it just offers guaranteed results. This formula also works for anyone who's been suffering from erectile dysfunction or low hormone levels. In fact, we have many men saying that after taking Liberator X2, they can now sustain long-lasting erections almost on demand. Question number 4. Will anyone know what I ordered? Absolutely not. We value our customer privacy. That's why no one will ever know what's inside your package. So when you order Liberator X2 risk-free, you can rest assured that it will be shipped to your location in total and absolute privacy. Question number 5. I'm in. What's next? Go ahead and choose your package below. Fill the form on the next page, and we'll immediately start preparing your order. The entire process is very easy to follow, and you can call us anytime if you have any questions. It will arrive between 3 to 7 days from now, and no one will know what's inside, so you can start experiencing amazing results like tens of thousands of other men did before you. And there's absolutely no risk because you're protected by a 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. Go ahead and click the order button below. Do it now. Get your hands on Liberator X2 and start your explosive penis growth. Wait, you're still here. You're probably still thinking about this. It's only normal to still have some questions before you make your decision and get Liberator X2. Now here's the thing. A few months ago, I was in your shoes. I watched my former girlfriend as she ripped off every shred of dignity I ever had and just stood there, as I was the last man she ever wanted to have sex with. And I raged. I raged against life and against why God had made me this way. But then I found this formula and my life changed like I never would have thought it was possible. So here's my advice to you. Take this chance now and see how well it feels once you've had that bigger penis you always wanted. It costs you nothing because you're covered by this 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. All you have to do is click on the order button below and fill in the information. For as long as this video is up, which will not be for long, you can still get Liberator X2. So do it now. Click on the order button now and secure your package.